Live long and prosper. I think this is episode 17. And today's topic is humour. And if you caught the tail end of yesterday's episode, you would have heard me confess I was a little bit annoyed that I'd come down to this beautiful churchyard in Dorset, seeking quiet so we could get a good recording. And this has happened 2 days in a row. And I was stunned by the number of noisy things that happened. And felt a little bit irritated because I want to do the best for you. And that was a bit of a dark day that has transformed into the most positive message. And that's what I've got for you today. The message is humour and utilisation. In one of the earlier models of medicine, the Greeks talked about 4 humours, and your health and well-being in life was reckoned to be through the right balance of 4 humours. We won't go into detail there, but that's where we get the word humour. Like laughter is the best medicine. There's this kind of cluster of ideas that having a sense of humour can give you well-being in life. And that's why when we have the closing bits, you have those 4 L's: to live, to learn, to love, but also to laugh. If I took myself out of the picture a bit the last 2 days when I've been doing these episodes, what happened was really funny. I mean, how often do you do a video in a churchyard and a skip lorry goes past with the skip bouncing, so it goes bang, 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 just when you're trying to be quiet and tranquil. So today's message is, how can we adopt humour into our lives so that people go, that person is good humoured? And the magic I got yesterday again was from one of the School of Life videos, Alan de Bosson, who I'm just going to recommend to you, and I'm going to give you a link to the video as well. And he talked about the mature kind of humour we need. It's like a gallows humour. It's humour that is adopted by people who have been through much suffering, much sorrow, and possibly got to the point where they go, I don't want to go on anymore, which is how I felt yesterday. Whoa, it was quite heavy, isn't it? Wasn't going to do anything, but I felt like, what's the point? And I was having a bit of a whinge to the universe, and Alan's 3-month-old video popped up on my notifications. He recorded it on the 26th of February 2020. Yesterday was the 26th of May. And it was the right video at the perfect right time in my hour of need. And it was about finding a ridiculous sense of hilarity in life's rubbish. So let's talk about 3 things. Outcome I'd love for him today, as I was Facebooking backwards and forwards with my good friend Lesley, Hoyle. And she had had a workshop with Patch Adams, that amazing medic and clown, and as a result of that, 2 days with this amazing man, she made it her goal to always bring a smile to somebody's face. One person each day, bring a smile to them. And that, I think, is a great place to start, because maybe you're not funny. Maybe you don't have the sort of jokey sense of humour, and that's not really what we're talking about. So number 1, we're going to commit to bringing a smile to one person per day. That's part of being good humoured. Number 2, always look on the bright side of life. Alan showed a picture, a very famous picture of the crucifixion. Not funny at all. Great sadness, great suffering. And then flipped to Monty Python's always look on the bright side of life as a reframing of the worst possible suffering. And this isn't about stupid positive thinking, unrealistic positive thinking, woo-woo positive thinking. It's about just looking at life and going, okay, I feel like I don't really want to go on, but look at that blue sky. Okay, I don't feel like I want to go on, but what's the alternative? And he moves then into gallows humour. There were a couple of bits, a spoiler alert, he's going to say it in the video that I'm going to give you the link to as well. But they were so good, they really sort of tickled me. And one was the story about, in medieval times, a gentleman being led out to execution, and he said, oh, a day's starting well. And then my favourite one, French aristocrat, looking at this new technology, the guillotine, as he's about to be guillotined, walking out to the guillotine, and he says to his captors, are you sure this is safe? So that's what we're talking about. Always look on the bright side of life. It's just in the darkest moments, asking yourself the question, what's funny about this? What's funny about this? So number one, let's make a commitment to live a good humoured life by bringing a smile to at least one person's face per day. I love going up Tesco's Express in Litcham Travers. The staff there are amazing across the board. I don't go up there to buy stuff. I go up there to buy stuff and have a human interaction. They're amazing. So it's easy to bring a smile to their faces. And when I do that, I bring a smile to my face. Number two, ask yourselves what's funny about this. You know, if you drop the cotton buds in the morning and they go everywhere, which is the kind of rule of the universe, isn't it? If you drop them, they're going to go everywhere. Just laugh. What's funny about that? It's like jack straws. Great game. And then the third one is utilisation. Rather than expecting everything to go well for you, it's taking whatever happens. The noisy skip lorry. I had a delivery of a digger go past. I had a family, a vast number of people going past while I was seeking quiet, peace and quiet. You know, can you weave that in to your storyline with a smile? Can you see the funny side in it and utilise it to your advantage? I've been watching quite a lot of Dylan Moran. He's very sort of bitter and twisted on the surface, but when you really look at his comedy and listen to it, you realise what a stoic philosopher he is, how funny he is, because he makes his humour at cost to himself. He's often the target of his humour, and that's one of the great lessons, isn't it? Not to take ourselves too seriously, but to just see the funny side of our own ridiculous, absurd nature. I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I drink Blue Moon. The other link I'm going to give you today is to my favourite adverts ever, which have a sense of good humour. It's from the brand Dos Equis, a type of beer sold in Mexico, I believe, and the southern states of America. And it was just witty and clever, and it was about the most interesting man in the world. And he does these ridiculous things, you know, if aliens capture him, they ask him to probe them. It's silly stuff, witty stuff, funny stuff, real cult humour. But what I liked about it was the idea as, could you become not the most interesting person in the world, but the most interested person in the world? So if we take up the three goals from today, to bring a smile to somebody's face today, you have to do that by being interested in them as a person. To always look on the bright side of life, not some Pollyanna type thing, but you know, what's good in this, what's funny about this. You need to be interested. And the third one is utilisation of everything that happens to you, not expecting everything to go well. It's a sense of entitlement that will never help you. So check out the adverts, the Dos Equis adverts of the most interesting man in the world. I think you'll like that. Check out Alan de Botton's video as well, which I'm going to give you a link to. And just like, don't take yourself too seriously. Life's a bit of shit when you look at it, but always look on the bright side of life.